So excited to get the bay cleaned up and everything too. So the plan is, while I have this setup on here, I want to run it stock ECU for a while, but I think down the road I probably will pull the engine out just to regasket it, upgrade the clutch, and then maybe do bigger injectors down the road with the 85. But so this is basically the same manifold that's on my car, yeah? Minus the V-band.
Yeah, this one's T3.
And this one's for your car?
Yes, sir.
So pretty cool, a little bit better look at everything. So this is just like what tacked in place before you go over and do your final pass.
Yes, sir.
So pretty neat. And can we show your car?
Yep.
You'll begin to notice Tyler has a thing for JZXs. So
yeah, got all the JZX shit.
All right, talk to me about this. What's the plans?
Started off as a balls out drift car plan, I guess, but kind of took its turn into almost looking like a show car now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's how it goes. It's the way.
Hopefully still gonna beat on it.
So you said you're gonna do a 3076 on this?
Yeah, Gen 2.
So should be making well over 600, yeah?
Yeah, I'm planning for 600.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
So pretty cool little setup. And this actually is my catch can. So he makes catch cans that go where the ABS setup is. But how do I delete my ABS setup?
We got that covered too.
Yeah. So
Sure.
he makes an ABS delete kit as well.
ABS delete.
So pretty much just lines that run back here.
Correct.
And
straight to the caliper.
yeah. And then you got this sweet little catch can in here. This is all foam, and then inside it's packed with that metal stuff. What's it called? Like the
Stainless steel baffling, we call it.
Oh, but it's like confetti.
Yeah, like stainless steel wool.
Yeah, that stuff's sick. But anyway, really cool setup. And conveniently enough, in addition to those subframe reinforcement plates, he does make a lot of other JZX stuff. Knuckles, lower control arms. We have some stuff over here, right?
Yeah, those are the knuckle mounts there. Motor mounts, dash bars, complete turbo kits.
So these are they pretty much just like shortened?
Yeah,
more or less.
And they're raised up a little bit to kind of correct the steering geometry.
Gotcha. So this is like literally all you need for angle on a JZX. It's that simple.
Maybe like another 15 degrees.
Yeah.
Almost 20.
But still, it's so much more simple than like an S chassis.
Oh, for sure. It's 2 bolts.
Yeah. I'll take this. Thank you. Alright guys, so this video today is brought to you by a company that I have worked with in the past and is really cool, called Eagle One. And what I have in my hand is their tire shine, specifically their Epic tire shine. And if you notice, they've got new, sleek, modern looking branding on their bottles now. Same stuff, different look. Their tire shine right here I actually have used before. It's pretty cool, it dries pretty fast, doesn't sling, and it has a UV protectant in it. I like it over the foam stuff just because with little fender gap I can kind of control the spray a little bit better. Little pad to spread it nice and evenly around the tire. What I like about this stuff though, I'm not a fan of like crazy shiny tires, so this stuff you can actually wipe it off before it dries, and rather than having that super high glossy look, it'll give you like a nice satin deep black. So I feel like that looks better, especially on a drift car, because if you had really shiny tires that would look more like a show car. But the cool thing is you do have the option.
Looks good.
Shulman, just off camera, was telling me that he really likes this stuff. Shulman has more credibility than I do because he uses a lot of different tire shines.
I like it too. I'll wipe it off a little bit so it's like...
There you go, if you want to check out the finished look. My drift car looks like a show car. Thanks to Eagle One and Shulman for the sick polish and coating. Definitely check out Eagle One though. You can get the pro look without having to invest a bunch of time and money. Good people over there, and I really appreciate them sponsoring this video. So thank you, Eagle One, and I will put a link in the description if you want to check out more. All right guys, what is up? It's the same day as the last video that I filmed yesterday. We picked up the Chaser today, but we have a goal. We're going to try to get the JZX100 running. But realistically speaking, I do know if it's not possible, since we do have a ton of stuff going on, it is likely that we might have to finish it tomorrow morning. But I'm a video ahead, so if it comes down to that, we'll still see it running in this video. But basically, what we gotta do, there's one coolant line that went kind of in this area, and it like had this weird bend that made it touch the downpipe. So we got a replacement from the auto parts store that just avoids that whole situation. Gotta do that. We have to basically get all the gaskets, by gaskets I mean the one manifold gasket in there, bolt everything up finally, do turbo lines, put an intake situation on, and then O2 sensor, wideband boost gauge, coolant, start. Stock ECU just to be simple. The intake pipe setup that Tyler made for me is going to work perfectly, but I don't want to cut this thing up to fit the math, So I just used the pipe that was on it before, and I actually had a coupler that let me set it up the way that I wanted to set it up. So not the prettiest thing in the world with the mix matched blue couplers, but for now definitely, you know, gets the math as far away as I can from the turbo, and yeah, it works. Once the chaser starts making power, I want to start driving it more, and as cool as it looks with these little stretchy boys on it, they aren't going to do the trick, and I don't want to have to worry about rubbing. So I'm starting to test fit different tires to figure out what my options are. This is a 9.5 plus 38 with a 235, and I definitely can fit a 265 on this if I want, but me and Marco have kind of been talking and trying to figure things out, and we both agree that doing like a 10 or 10.5 would look better, so we can get a little bit of a stretch to the sidewall, kind of like on my S13, rather than having like a super square sidewall.
That'd be money.
Yeah. But at least now, like, I know that's pretty rad that I can fit a 265 on this. But the only thing is, if I do want to do a 10 or a 10.5 to get a higher offset wheel, I might have to have something custom made. Because off the shelf, I don't think there's anything that I can get.
Plus, you also don't want to hit inside, which you're pretty close already.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty aggressive spec for a stock body.
But it's going to be sick. 265s on it. Like, this is going to have a lot of grip because it's so heavy.
It's going to be good.
I wish I could fit 265s on this. I wonder if I could.
That keeps away a lot of cameras still, too.
Yeah. No, it's pretty rad right now.
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, that looks so funny. The meaty boys. Problem is, we need a little bit higher offset or a little bit, well yeah, we definitely need higher offset. These were plus 25s? Yeah, I think these are plus 25s. And we're touching the tire.
But it looks so good.
Yeah, I could fit those with 245s.
It's a drag car now.
I could fit those with 245s, just like for the time being. Just as like a temporary wheel.
And I love that color.
But that kind of defeats the purpose, because then I don't have those wheels for my S15.
Yeah.
Dude, why weren't we filming me struggling with that dismount job over there? Yeah.
You weren't struggling, you got it.
Who let this idiot handle $1,000 wheel on a tire machine that he doesn't really know how to use that well? This guy. Why are you supporting me? So I put one of the 245s on here.
Do you think that rubs?
Let's check.
Oh, baby, that's a credit card fitment.
That's perfect, man.
That's how you know you flexing.
Yeah, dog. All right, so who's going to dismount the other one?
No.
While I've been playing around with the wheels and tires, Alberto already has pretty much the line situation set up. He had to weld the fitting for the oil drain. Looks a little bit phallic, but it gets the job done. Right here, even though Alberto's instinct was to weld a bung, I told him let's just wait because I want to pull this engine out and do like a full service on it when I'll do water pump and stuff. So for now, it's just the actual line slid over with a hose clamp, both there and on the bottom. But once we pull the pump, it'll be easy to just do a proper weld on like AN fitting. Decided to go with the 235 in the front. Hopefully it doesn't rub on too much. I know it's going to be a bit beefier look, but I think I'll be able to enjoy driving the car a lot more with this setup. And I promise it won't look as bad once I have the side skirts on. Say the convenience of having our own tire machine now. Like, I was able to play with different tire sizes and now get wheels and tires mounted up for the JZX, so I can be an impatient boy. And I am getting a little bit better at it. That took me about 10 minutes to dismount and mount. I don't think I could really do it that much faster and still have like the care and take the time that's needed to not scratch the wheels. So I don't know, I didn't mess up at all, but I wasn't like rushing. I feel like if I rush, I'll make a mistake, but don't want to curve these bad boys up. Part of my logic is now I can use these as drift spares for that S13, so I got the same color wheels for that. That way they're kind of interchangeable and they're very similar offset. So these are just temporary until I decide what I want to do on the Chaser. They shouldn't look bad though. So here's where I'm at with the project. I know I don't want to go overboard with this car, and I know that I want to tell you guys I want to keep it simple, but this car needs a lot of work to drive again. Not to drive again, but to get it up to my standard. Are you putting the manifold on right now? Perfect.
It's heavy enough. It's like.
So the engine really needs to be regasketed. It wasn't regasketed before it was swapped into this car, since this isn't an original VVTi turbo 1J car. And you can put it on, it's fine. And I want to pull the engine and properly gasket it, do a new clutch and stuff. But in the meantime, I just want to get this turbo on kind of like a, basically running on the setup right now. It leaks a little bit of oil from the rear main seal. And I want to enjoy the car and kind of enjoy it in stages, because once I pull the engine, I'll probably end up doing cam springs retainers to just see how that kind of affects the turbo. Maybe down the road, up in the fuel. So that's why it's just being left as is right now, so we can just run it, see all the new fabbed up stuff is, and kind of just enjoy the car in stages. I think the car's going to wind up somewhere around 14 psi with the injectors about maxing out around 370 wheel. Since they're 370cc injectors, it's usually a general rule of thumb that'll be close to the cc in wheel horsepower. So I think a good number to do for the wastegate, so basically no boost control or acting up, would be about 10 psi. That way we're not running a ton of duty to get that 14 psi. And with that combo, it's just a black and red spring. Drop the car down just to see how the wheels fit. I do think I need to raise the front end though so it doesn't rub. It is pretty dang close when I turn the wheel. That thing is tucked. Look at the back. This thing looks sick. Not as fancy as before, but it's going to be way more functional. Kind of a pain to do if you've ever converted with a universal O2 sensor. The purpose for doing that though, the factory O2 sensor has like a 2-bolt flange that kind of looks like this. And when you convert over to this, it's just a lot nicer to work with. If you're curious, it's a really common thing to do on Supras because they have the annoying 2-bolt thing too. This is the Bosch part number and then the diagram. If you don't want to look it up, I'll show it to you on my phone so you can just screenshot it and reference it. But that is basically the Toyota conversion to that part number Bosch. JZs are sick. Well, the one thing that's really, really annoying, filling them up with coolant. It is taking me forever. There's no bleeder, so it just keeps them blorp, 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 blorp. I even took off the hose, filled it from there, and then was squeezing it as I filled it. But I think we're pretty much ready to start her. Is there anything we're forgetting, Alberto? I know it's a little overfull on oil. Oh, I don't think this plug is tight. Yeah, this plug needs to be tight, and then the O2 sensor, and then we should be good. Just to reiterate, nothing really fancy has happened with this car. It should, in theory, start right up. It still has a factory MAF sensor, still has O2 sensor, still running stock ECU. That wastegate spring should be about 10 psi. My guess would be somewhere maybe in the low 300s for horsepower, where before it was probably in the high 200s. So it'll be interesting to see. I think it should fire first start, but I don't want to jinx myself. I'm stoked to hear what it's going to sound like. We have the we get the turn down like straight pipe exhaust section on right now. All right, here goes nothing. It might have something to do with IAC, my little block off thing. That might be why it doesn't like us right now. You want to try giving it a guess as I start? It should catch idle. Oh, it's leaking.
You forgot to plug that little.
Oh, I didn't know there's a little one down there. Let's see if we can hear the turbo.
Well, I thought, who put this side on? Right.
What? I didn't put that side on.
Oh,
I left it loose because I wanted to make sure when we put it in that it wasn't going to be like rubbing up against anything. Interesting how much different the 660 sounds from the 550. We realized that we don't have a blow-off valve yet. But there's like, where's the blow-off? What?
There's no blow-off. Hold on, the cool blow-off and there's no blow-off now.
It's a little bit trucky sounding. But it does sound pretty cool. Give it another rev. That's loud. That spool down sounds so cool.
It sounds like something like
Yeah. Should we try the other section? Put the muffler on real quick because that's super loud and I want to drive it around quiet. That's a little more like it. That's perfect. That's so good. Yeah, but it's like, it still sounds rowdy up top. Dang. Yeah, that's sick. We'll save the initial, not the initial drive for tomorrow, but we're gonna go take it for a quick lap, but that'll be like kind of the ending for this video, and then tomorrow we'll talk more about it and everything. But I'm excited. This thing looks so sick. Obviously it'll look better with the kit back on, but we ain't got time for that right now. Alright, these gauges, none of them really work, so they're kind of low. We're gonna take it for a quick drive. This will be my first chaser I've ever driven with an aftermarket turbo, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, what is all this stuff?
What's that noise? It sounded like, are we rubbing?
Not sure. Or is that all the rocks sticking to the tire?
I don't know. Sounds like we're good now, right?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The turbo sounds like the old squeal that I had.
Oh my god, I was just gonna say the same thing, but I didn't want to say it. Working?
Yeah. So we should be a little bit under a bar. Spool's a little bit slower than stock, but it's barely noticeable. With the 660, that's pretty crazy.
Why is he always like there pointing at this tree?
Well, it sounded like we rubbed a little bit, huh? Maybe my shipment's not as cold as I thought.
It's not that loud.
I barely touched the throttle. It's so responsive. Like it, I mean, it obviously doesn't make a ton of boost, so it's not like lightning quick. That's really surprising.
Why is it around?
It's like rap, rap. I guess that's because we have a lower PSI spring, so it just opens so quickly. About 0.8 bar, which is about 10 psi.
Yeah, so it's dialed.
Alignment is definitely a little bit all over the place.
Even still feels really comfortable.
It sounds kind of cool. Alright, we'll do a 1, 2, 3 to end the video. Guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz.
Oh my god, the air's so cold.
Ready?